My name is Leilani and I grew up in a big family. I have one older sister who played a lot of different sports like football, soccer, track, and she was better in basketball. I grew up with my grandma on my mom's side and they lived in Hayward, and I also spent a lot of time with my dad's side who lived in Menlo Park. My mom's mom, my grandma, died in 2010, and that's when things started to be a lot different than before. My mom took in all my aunties and uncles, and they moved in with us into our 2-bedroom apartment. It was actually a lot of us. I continued to be around my dad's side of the family a lot more, and I got even closer with my mom's side. The first school I went to was in preschool, and I went to school in East Palo Alto, and it was called Head Start. That school was probably the most diverse school that I attended. It was like different races, like blacks, Mexicans, Polynesians, and there were some white kids, but not like a drastic amount of them. But when I graduated from preschool, promoted out of preschool, there was definitely a big change. My elementary school was it wasn't very far from home, but it was definitely further than my preschool. It was in Belmont. It was called Redwood Shores Elementary School. There were some colored kids, mostly on the school bus because we all came from the same area, like Menlo Park and the East Palo Alto area. But majority of my classes was predominantly white kids. After elementary school, I attended another school in Belmont that was called Ralston Middle School. There were still different races, I would say. It wasn't nothing like my preschool time, but it was still majority full of white and Asian kids. There were some staff there who were minorities, but majority of the staff were white. I had one friend going into that school from elementary school because I didn't make that many friends in elementary school, and that friendship didn't last as long as I thought. After 7th grade, because I got into so much trouble, I eventually had to transfer to another middle school, which was down the street, so still in Belmont. And this school was a K-8 school, so it was more like a baby school. And this school was not as diverse as the middle school, or it was like the same as my elementary school, and most of the staff were white and Asian. Freshman year, instead of going to school in Belmont, my mom allowed me to go to school closer to home. It was like known as a Facebook school. It was in Menlo Park, and I would say it was a big change in terms of the area and also my surroundings. It was actually more diverse, and I was able to go to school with kids that I actually grew up with, but the teachers were still white at the school. The school that I attend now, I would say it's more diverse as well, and I don't know, I feel more welcomed at the school, and